Welcome back. With us right now from the Duplicate Bridge Club is John Luby. Of course, he's been with us many times talking about bridge. And today, John, you brought along a guest, Robert McCone.
That's correct.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Now, we're going to talk about your affiliation with the, I guess I would call the local chapter, right?
Correct.
So tell us how that works, John.
Well, American Contract Bridge League is kind of a hierarchy of duplicate bridge. And so it's set up in, basically there's ACBL and then there's districts and units and then local bridge club. And Robert is president of the unit.
Local unit, right.
So he can tell a little bit more about how that works.
Well, the ACBL has about 170,000 paid up members who are active playing bridge.
Okay.
They like duplicate bridge because it normalizes the playing field. If you play bridge in your kitchen and you dealt all the aces and kings, you will beat the most experienced player in the world. So in duplicate bridge, everybody plays the same hands. And one of the great anomalies of bridge is that, you know, how is it one person can take 7 tricks at one hand and the person at the next table takes 11 tricks with the same hand? It's the skill of the game. So the ACBL is a national level headquartered outside of Memphis, Tennessee. There's 22 districts now, 25 districts nationwide, which have district championships. And our local district is District 22, which is all of Southern California, except Los Angeles. And then our unit, there are, I think, 6 units in the area we're in here in Orange County. And our unit, the Saddleback unit, is one of the larger ones and one of the more active ones in the whole country, just for an example. We have the right demographic.
So as far as the bridge club here, you are part of that unit?
Correct.
You are, okay. And therefore, I would assume that maybe when you do tournaments that are outside the gate, so to speak, you first look at the other chapters in the area. Is that how that works? You know, bring in other people. I know a lot of people from local areas come and play in Clubhouse 7. Is that they're all within your unit? Is that how that works?
Well, in our bridge club, we welcome guests to come play in our bridge club. And the unit's facility, basically, they sponsor a sectional game once a year. A unit game every month, and then there's a sectional tournament once a year in February.
Okay.
And so they sponsor that, and so that's an opportunity for our local bridge players to get silver points towards becoming a life master.
Okay.
And so that's one of the things that we try and promote, and otherwise our members would have to go outside to some other section in order to get those silver points. So because we're affiliated with Saddleback unit, we can get them right here at our bridge club.
Okay. And I would assume that with the units, one of your jobs, so to speak, is helping the chapters along and promoting it within this area, and you do membership drives and that sort of thing?
The unit has 2 basic missions, Ken. Number 1 is to promote bridge and to bring more people into the game. People who used to play in college, people who used to play party bridge and enjoyed the game, and to do it on an organized basis where they can set the goal of becoming a life master. In today's world, the cachet of becoming a life master is the major goal, the reason you would want to play duplicate bridge. And to do that, you need to have 3 kinds of points. There's black points you earn by playing in the club every day and enjoying yourself with your friends. There's silver points, as John alluded to, where you go to a sectional. Actually, you can find a sectional probably once a month if you're willing to drive a couple hundred miles.
Right.
And then there's a regional where you can earn what's called gold points. And gold points are the toughest to get because that's where the newer players have to play in competition. So it's a competitive sport. It's a little bit like amateur golf where you pay your own expenses. But I'll tell you, after 30 years of competitive bridge, I've come to the conclusion that bridge is if you've ever been lonely for a moment, if you've ever been bored for a moment, take up bridge and you will never be lonely and you'll never be bored.
Now, as part of the unit, have you yourself traveled around the country and met up with other units and sections and got together and obviously played, but just get to know each other and find out, hey, this is how we're doing things and promoting things in our area?
Yes, the ACBL on a national level used to have 200,000 members, but they're literally not replenishing as with new members as people are literally passing away.
Right.
So there used to be a drive to bring in new people and from a younger age, but now the Successful drives of the last couple of years are to take the 59 plus 60-year-old person, part-time or retired, who's got a little more time on their hands than they ever had. And the ranks of the bridge community has gone from 160,000, they reversed the decline for the first time in 20 years. Basically, the units in the district exist to enforce the discipline of the game, make sure there's no cheating or any of that.
Right.
Plus, to promote bridge and to help new players get started so they can enjoy the game as much as people like John and I have.
So let me ask you about what you just alluded to. Bridge today versus maybe bridge 30, 40 years ago. Are you finding that your newer members are older compared to, I don't know, years ago were younger players getting involved, 20 and 30? You know, nowadays it's a whole different demographic about what entertains them.
Yeah, there actually are 3 time periods. There's the organizational time in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, in what we call the Depression era, where a bridge party was to dress up in formal wear on Saturday night and go over to somebody's home and have a formal dinner and have servants and play bridge.
Yeah.
The game became more egalitarian in the 50s and 60s and 70s when it was taught actively on college campuses. But frankly, I guess the advent of the personal computer and these little devices we all carry around has changed the attention span of young people, so that now the game has become it's become the province of the 60-plus crowd.
Right.
And unlike golf, it doesn't hurt your back, and there's no sand traps or bees on the golf course in the bridge club.
That's true.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you folks do here locally is you promote special classes, getting to know bridge, learning bridge. One's coming up just in a few weeks, couple of weeks. It's going to be October 2nd. And beginning bridge gets started playing. I don't know, these are things you do throughout the year.
Well, we've done several things to promote bridge at our bridge club. And I'll go back a little bit. Back in January, we did a program called Learn Bridge in a Day.
Right, I do remember
Very
that.
successful.
And then we followed that up with a beginning bridge class. And we had about 70 people, most of them from Laguna Woods Village, that came to that Learn Bridge in a Day. And we've maintained 40 of those from that group that are still playing bridge at least once a week at our bridge club. Now we've got a new program that we've been aware of, an instructor called Liang Fang, who's been very successful in China with teaching bridge where you just start playing. You don't have to learn all the conventions. You learn about play of the hand and learning bridge that way. So we're starting that on October 2nd for 4 weeks. There'll be, I think it's on Mondays, where Liang's going to teach the course where someone who's never played cards before, never played bridge before, this is an excellent opportunity to get started learning bridge and learn how to play the game. And he's been very successful in China, and so he's bringing that to our club for people to learn bridge. Then we'll follow that up with Learn Bridge in a Day again in January, and then follow up an ongoing course series after that. So, but if you've ever wanted to learn bridge, this is going to be an excellent opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and I would think bridge is a type of activity where, sure, you can buy a book on it and sit home and read the ins and outs of it and the rules and all.
That's no fun.
Right, it's not fun, and like many sports in general, you're not going to really learn it until you're with other people, a team sport, or when you're playing against competition. Getting out there and doing it, and having somebody said, well, you know, you really should have done this here instead of that, and that's how you learn almost anything.
You know, like there's 40 new friends that are in that group now, and so that's the social aspect of it that is a benefit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can, and you've mentioned that to me many times before. The social aspect of bridge is phenomenal, right, Robert?
Well, actually, it's not just social; it's longevity.
Yes, it is.
The average bridge player, the average ACBL member, particularly for men, outlives the average American man by about 6 years. It's a dramatic difference.
Right.
And the reason is that they're concentrating, they're focusing all the time, they're keeping their brain active. And no tournament bridge player that we know of has ever been acquired Alzheimer's, that deteriorating brain disease. So, and college professors, for example, have similar statistics because they work into their late 80s. They keep their brain active. They don't work very hard, but they keep their brain active. It's a very similar type of activity.
No, you're absolutely right. We have had numerous people come on with the Alzheimer's organizations,
Right.
and doctors and all that have talked about this over and over again, that keeping your mind active, particularly with something like bridge,
Exactly.
is extremely helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're starting these classes up. Any big tournaments coming up soon?
We actually just finished one. The annual Orange County Regional was held September 4th through 9th at the DoubleTree Hilton on Bristol, just south of
Okay.
South Coast Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
We had 7 days, very high level of competition. We had 1,400 players, I believe,
Wow.
show up for the tournament. Many of them flew in from all over the country. There's both individual events, there's events for new players, there's events for championship players, and then there's the thing they call the knockout teams, which is the championship events where most of the gold master points are won. It's really quite an event. It's the second largest regional in District 22. District 22, Southern California, has 5 regional championships a year. Most districts have 1. We
Right.
have 5. So
Wow.
it shows you everything
Yeah.
from San Diego to Ventura, the amount of activity in bridge and socialization that's available in the bridge community.
So these big tournaments, they obviously, if they win, they gain points. Do
Yes.
they win prizes or monetary rewards?
Well, if you call an insulated coffee cup
Okay.
a prize,
I don't know. I don't know.
yes, you win prizes. You get your picture in the newsletter.
Yeah.
It's notoriety. It's a
Right,
personal.
but they pay their own way.
They do
Yeah.
pay their
Yeah.
own way, but again, it's usually less than a movie. I mean, it costs more to go to a movie than it does to play bridge for three
Oh,
hours.
okay.
Yeah.
So the entrance fee is nominal.
Minimal.
Minimal.
Okay, that's
Yep.
good.
And there's another regional coming up in Palm Springs,
Springs.
and second week of December. My wife and I, we love to go to tournaments. We travel and go to tournaments, and we met in a beginning bridge class here. And
Yeah, I
so
remember
we're-
that.
But we also promote further education within our bridge club. We've got some ongoing classes. We have several instructors that come and teach classes regularly at the bridge club. We have the opportunity. We have a well-known author in bridge. Barbara Seagram's going to be here
Right.
in November 20th.
Yeah.
And she's written 26 books on bridge, and started one of the founders of the zero tolerance policy, which helps behaviors in bridge
Should
clubs.
explain exactly what that is.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reputation problem that bridge has had. Bridge has 2 reputation problems over the years. Number one is that the game is too hard. I mean, A, it's not. If you can count to 13, you can play bridge. The other one is behavior, rudeness. The rudeness sometimes you see in a grocery store line where somebody elbows
Right.
you aside. They don't blame it on the grocery store. For some reason, people in the bridge community say if somebody's rude to them, that they think it's bridge's fault. It's a reputational issue, and they came up with, about 10 years ago, the zero tolerance policy. If somebody is rude to a partner or opponent, the club manager or the director can have them dismissed for the club for that day, and repeated behavior will have them dismissed permanently. So it's severe
Right.
punishment for rudeness. We want this to be a sociable game, very much like very much like golf or something like that.
Yeah.
Golf is a gentleman's game. You have to behave on the course or you're out of there.
Yeah, very true.
Yep.
Well, I want to remind folks again that if you are interested in learning bridge, beginning bridge is starting October 2nd. It'll be the 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd. So that is 4 sessions for only $40 or $12 for an individual session. And if you would like to do that, the website is lagunabridge.com, right? So they
Correct,
can get information on there.
Right, or you can come to the Bridge Club. We'll hand out flyers there. Welcome you, show you what we do. We're always happy to have people come to the Bridge Club.
All right, fantastic. Always good to see you, John.
All
Thank
right,
you.
my
Robert,
pleasure.
great to meet
Yeah,
you.
nice meeting
I
you.
appreciate
Good
it.
luck
Hope
to
to
you.
see
Yeah.
you again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, and we will be right back. Very nice.